To track some relief for Monday behind the weekend rain. It's only enough to drop highs by a few degrees compared to the rest of the week, as we did see some decent rainfall for isolated parts of the area. The heaviest storms got those amounts over an inch, but really a lot of this is looking more on the lighter end here for mid-Missouri. Only trace amounts for a good portion of our area. Again, it was only enough to knock temperatures back to those 80s for Monday. Expecting a still hot and dry week ahead. That will keep conditions clear to head out any time here for Juneteenth, but we'll usher in that summer warmth here the rest of the week. We're already back to 90 degrees by Tuesday. Seeing a good chance to hit 90 each of the next 7 days here. By middle of the week, we could still just be a tad cooler with afternoon clouds. Also a spot storm possible there from about Wednesday through the weekend, but really not expecting good chances for rainfall whatsoever. It's just because the system is well to the east of us, and even after this last round of weekend rain, we are still not caught up to where we need to be for the month or even the season here. We just did not get a lot of our spring rainfall, still even down to almost a quarter of our rainfall for the last month over much of mid-Mo. This last weekend did help somewhat, but we still have extreme drought in place. That even grew after about 2 weekends ago we had some rainfall, and still with what we had yesterday, might not get any impact to our drought here. Aside from where we had the heaviest rainfall, we did even see with the newest update that the extreme drought grew in northern Missouri. That's especially impacting farmers across the region, so we'll continue to follow, unfortunately, that drought with us here for some time as well, as you're seeing very quiet 7 days ahead. We're not even seeing our next rain chance until well into next weekend, consistently giving us a chance to reach near 90 degrees, so we want to make sure you're staying hydrated here for sure anytime you'll be heading out this week. But while things are pretty quiet here around mid-Mo, we are now beginning hurricane season. That does begin at the start of summertime, and we do now have Tropical Depression 3 out in the Atlantic. This is currently trending towards the Caribbean and expected to intensify into a hurricane as it does track there here to the west and within the next week. Still pretty far out in the forecast when that will be reaching closer to the Gulf, but certainly is aiming for the United States, or at least that Gulf area, and we'll continue to follow still that next storm right behind that as well. Certainly seeing the Atlantic heat up here, so we'll keep a track on the tropics. Still very quiet across mid-Missouri this week.